What's up, guys? My name is Jacob, and Call of Duty has been failing to execute any serious sort of innovation in their past titles. And when I say serious innovation, I actually mean innovation. Now, I want to dig into some of the individual issues that are holding back this dying franchise. First off is the simplicity of Call of Duty, which I admit is one of the stronger aspects of the game. But the cold hard truth is, when we receive the same formula every year, with very little difference to said formula or anything unique to spice it up, it rapidly becomes unexciting and tedious. And those are two words that you don't want attached to your game. And the thing is, yeah, you might say, they have different guns and kill streaks every year, but when it really comes down to it, the core gameplay remains uninspired. It is truly uninspired. I mean, if they want to keep, the same simplistic formula, that's fine. But at least evolve from it, make it grow even more than what it actually is. And it's very odd, that they can execute this, since Call of Duty is one of the most successful games on the market right now. You would think that they would be able to invest more resources into the game itself rather than the marketing campaign. Simply because we have seen this on previous COD titles. The marketing campaign is always bigger than the game itself. And once you play the game, you realize how hollow it actually is. Because you've seen this, before with the hype, like when they were hyping Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 3, and you see the trailers and you were like, oh my god, it looks so freaking amazing. This is gonna be the Call of Duty that's gonna change the Call of Duty, life and how it feels. And that's what I said about Advanced Warfare 2. But unfortunately, it was just the same thing, but with more frustrating movement mechanics. Because we gotta be honest, whatever they show on the trailer and the first gameplay or demo, that's pretty much it. You have seen it all, okay? Which is very disappointing, because the wow factor in Call of Duty is nearly extinct. And yes, I'm counting the over-the-top action sequences that require a simple button press that my little cousin could do without breaking a sweat. There's nothing outside the first gameplay demo or the trailer that would surprise you. And I know that they are bringing, 4-player co-op. Now I'm not gonna say anything regarding that, regarding that yet, or judge it prematurely. I'm just gonna wait and see how they execute, this selling point, because you have to admit this is a selling point. Okay, you go to the Call of Duty website or wherever you want to go, and you see 4-player co-op on the campaign, yay, which we've seen 4-player co-op in all their games. This is nothing new. This shouldn't surprise anybody. Now another thing is the engine itself, which is still the same Quake engine used in since Call of Duty 2. And that pretty much gives you an idea on how much care they are putting into their franchise. And yeah, you're gonna hear the developers say, and other popular YouTubers come to their defense and say that yeah, it might be the same engine, but it's slightly modified every year to make it a beast of an engine. Like right now, by calling it the IW 4.0 engine, that's extremely modified, for Advanced Warfare. But the fact is, you can put an absurd amount of upgrades into it, but unfortunately, it will be the same engine that you began with. And there's no denying that. And the thing is, if Call of Duty wants their game to innovate, they need to ditch that current engine that they're using right now, throw it out the window, and get themselves a true beast of an engine, just like you see other companies done so far, and they still are, because they understand that if they want to improve their game, they're gonna have to make some serious upgrades. Which is also very frustrating, because every year they seem to raise up the price of the content being offered in the game. And I'm moving on to the greed part of the game now. Now it's maybe not significantly, but for example, you can see this year they are offering Black Ops 3 with the the hardened edition, and that's one of the things that I want to focus right now. The hardened edition, which is $79. But the thing is, it only contains some collectible and exclusive digital content with no season pass. And before this kind of editions that was worth $80, they would give the season pass, which it was a pretty good deal. Like what was it, like $20 more, and you would get the season pass. Not bad. I would dish out $20 more for for the whole season pass. But now, this year is gonna be the deluxe edition, which is the full $100 or $99, however you want to call it. And now we have the $200 Juggernaut edition that comes with a mini fridge. And I say mini fridge because it only holds about 12 cans, as they have said. So the thing is miniature size. Okay, I personally don't think this is worth $200 at all. I honestly think this is just a pathetic incentive to obtain more sales and attract more of the player base. And sadly, people are falling for it. And people that are falling for it are the hardcore fans, the die-hard fans that, yeah, Call of Duty is always going to be there for us and it's the best game in the world. And for some reason it still gives them that thrill that I used to get too when I was younger, when I used to play MW2 with my friends, and we would go on really high kill streaks and our blood was pumping, and we were just communicating about who was going to send their choppers first, and just making the opposite team rage quit. I'm guessing they're still getting the same kind of adrenaline. Not anymore. Not for me. So when I saw this, $20, Juggernaut, because it's called, the Juggernaut. I thought it was going to be Juggernaut edition. I was like, are you serious? $200 for the game in a fucking mini fridge. And excuse, the language, but I have to say it. A fucking mini fridge. Seriously. I honestly think you're just better off just putting all your drinks in your own fridge. Save yourself some money. I mean, you keep your drinks nice and cold, and everything works out. And the thing is, it's like when I'm at work and I see, people buying from the same broken money stealing Coke machines in the cafeteria, and for whatever reason, they keep buying from there, knowing that most likely they'll get screwed over by the Coke machines when they, they put in their $1 or $2 and the fucking Coke machines get stuck and they don't get jack shit. And and I just like look at them, I'm like, wait, you guys can easily go to Walmart, get themselves a 24 pack for like $6 or $7, and it'll probably last them for the whole week, and it could be actually cheaper. You can compare Black Ops 3 to a broken Coke machine. Okay, you might pay full price on the spot for the game, but you might not get what you expected. It was the same deal with Advanced Warfare. I fell for it. Unfortunately, I got the DLC. I give it the benefit of the doubt, like I said in my previous video, and sadly, I didn't get what I wanted. Now, another major issue is the fact that the new Call of Duty will be on the previous gen. And I want to clarify, I got nothing against previous gen owners. I was in that position myself, before, when I had to save up for my Xbox One. Just like, a lot of people, working man, they need to save up, for what they want. I was in the same position, as well. But we have to be honest with each other. Previous gen is holding a lot of the next gen, games back. Because any game out there that is being executed on the Xbox One, as well as the on the Xbox 360, and this includes for PS4 and PS3, it is not next gen at all. Okay, because it could have easily been done on the original consoles when they first released. For example, Titanfall, Advanced Warfare, and now Black Ops 3. As many other games out there, AAA games. Okay, you would think that Titanfall, the Black Ops 3, the Advanced Warfare, they would come out for only next gen only. Okay, because that was the whole purpose of actually getting an Xbox One. If you want improvement. Now, I'm not sure if these companies are executing these decisions based on how many people are migrating to next gen, because I know there's a vast majority of the player base that has not upgraded, or maybe they understand that selling these AAA games on the previous gen could bring them a tremendous amount of profit, so they'll do it anyway. Why not? It's it's the most logical decision to make. But I say no. And I will say it again like I did in my previous video. If you, like myself, you buy a next console, the next gen console, whether it'll be an Xbox One or a PS4, I personally demand more for my games. Okay, I demand those games to actually be, next gen. I want those games to be able to perform and execute things that they couldn't perform, on the previous gen. So I can be like, okay, yeah, it was worth the $400 that I invested, in my game console, that I invested on my Xbox One, that I invested on my PS4. It was totally invested. It was totally worth it. Why? Because I'm seeing things that I couldn't see back on my previous, gen console. And again, I want to clarify, I have nothing against, previous gen owners, because, I know it's tough, getting the money to, buy the games. Games are expensive too, all the gear, if you want headsets, if you want all this stuff, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, if you do upgrade, I'm pretty sure you're gonna expect more for your games too. If you're, if you're a PS3 owner, if you're an Xbox 360 owner, and and you get the money to, upgrade, you finally upgraded, I'm pretty sure you're gonna want more out of the game. You're gonna want things that you couldn't, do on the previous gen game, on the previous gen consoles, because that's the, the whole reason why you actually upgraded, to see things, to experience things in your gaming experience that you couldn't do before. And the thing is, sadly, Black Ops 3 is already executing a lot of these, issues, and do not be surprised if it, under delivers, because people saying that, Advanced Warfare sucked and all this, shit. But the thing is, they were excited about that game too, as they were excited for Black Ops 2, as they were excited for, MW3, as they were excited for Black Ops 1 and all these previous games. Except for Ghost, I think people had a good idea that that game would actually fucking suck. But the thing is, Black Ops 3 is already, executing a lot of these ideas, and I want to, clarify, I want to say that again. The thing is, if Call of Duty keeps, letting greed, the lack of innovation, the uninspired gameplay getting their, in their way, you're gonna see, it might be called a new Black Ops, but you're gonna see it's gonna be the same thing as previous, titles. And there's no denying that, with slight variations, and they're gonna bring back, things from like MW2 and successful, COD titles to increase their sales. And that's how much innovation they're gonna put in, slightly, different things, just to, kind of like keep us shut and be like, okay guys, you guys want something new? Okay, here's like some wall running, some gore, maybe. In that game, the whole gore thing that was in the first Call of Duty, World at War, you would see their legs pop off and blood everywhere. That was in the first game. Okay. Now the thing is, most of it is just speculation. Some of it's already fact. And I'm gonna get the game and judge it for myself, and maybe also have I'll probably have nice things to say about the game. And if I do, I'm gonna share with you guys. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and share, subscribe. This is Jacob, logging off.